turn here. That feels good. It's very flat. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the all-new Subaru BRZ with the limited package. Before we get in this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Nate Wade Subaru here in Salt Lake City, Utah, for giving me some time with this BRZ. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money, the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.4 liter flat four cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 228 horsepower and then 184 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood of the BRZ, you guys can see it's like flat there in the center, and then it kind of curves up on either side, which looks really good. And then I love the look of the lights with the daytime running light there. And then we actually have this cool little venting piece down below. And then look at the front grille there with the Subaru logo. And then you can also see the front splitter. And putting it all together, I think the new BRZ looks great. Come around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 215/40/18 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see the coloration on the wheels. It's got like a satin gray finish on it. Looks really good. And then I like this line right there. You guys can see the venting here, and then notice it says BRZ there on the side. And then you can see the mirror caps red, which also looks great. And putting it all together with the two-door style, I think this is just a really good looking car. Now, taking a look at the key fob, you guys can see we've got our unlock function, our lock function, the opening here for the trunk, and not much else. So press that. And then popping inside of the trunk, it's actually pretty dang practical. And this is one of the big benefits of the BRZ over the Mazda Miata, is you have a trunk that I would say is usable. And of course, plop. So you guys can see here, we've got, of course, our badges on the back end. And then I love the taillights here with the new BRZ. I think those are really cool. And then look at the exhaust tips there at the bottom. Oh, look at that. We also got a vortex generator there at the top. But anyways, the back end of this, I think it's also sweet. Now, taking a look at the door panel here, you guys can see with the material use at the top, and then look at the padding down below with all of the red stitching. I think that looks fantastic. Automatic controls for the windows. You got your mirror adjustments, and then there's a quick look at the mirrors. Now, the BRZ does have back seats, and they actually look pretty sweet with the material use. As you can see, you even got like red stitching, but they're better used for storage than anything else. Now, taking a look at the front seat here, you guys can see with the red like pipe there in the center, which looks really cool. Just look how aggressively bolstered these are. They are manually adjustable, by the way. And then here's the quick look at the 3-pedal layout there at the bottom. And now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see really nice padding all around. You got the red stitching there in the center portion. This does come with cruise control, even though it's a manual. So you got your voice command controls, volume controls, phone controls as well. Turn signal light stock, and then our windshield wiper stock. Now taking a look at the center gauge cluster, I love how it looks with the RPMs, and I'll give it a little rev so you guys can see how it goes up. I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. But if we pop it into the track mode, which we have to hold down the track button, then it actually changes how it looks with the RPMs. I think that's also another cool factor of this gauge cluster. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn the steering wheel, and resolution is pretty solid. Sorry about the glare with this shot, but anyways, as for the infotainment system, response time with the screen is solid, and then we have like shortcut buttons on either side, which also help out. Down below, we've got analog controls here for the climate system, dual zone climate system, by the way. You can see more controls on those toggle switches, which is also pretty sweet. And this is the sweet part. We've got the manual transmission, 6-speed manual. If you're wondering, that's the reverse lockout right there. But yeah, really notchy into the gate, so I'd say a really solid shifter. Here's our parking brake at the top with the red stitching, and then you guys can see with the stability control off, and then you got your track mode, heated seats, and then yeah, it's pretty nice with the whole like center console thing with the cup holders. And then popping over the glove box, it's pretty normal. And then up top here, we do have a darker colored headliner, and it's kind of like a bubble design here at the top to make it so you have more headroom. So here's the window sticker for this BRZ Limited. You guys can see all of the standard equipment here. And then notice the base MSRP, $31,095. And then this is an ignition red if you're wondering what the color is called. Anyways, total MSRP, $33,675. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off here in the BRZ. You can see visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, and throughout the rest of the rear. And I gotta love these manual seats. It's always interesting trying to get exactly adjusted the best for the manual transmission. But let's set off here in the BRZ. Yeah, I feel like I'm still not like in the exact right. Let's see. That's super far. I give up. We'll just go with it. we will just go with it. But I love the shifter so far initially, just here in the parking lot. It feels pretty dang notchy with getting it into gear. And oh yeah, that's great. This is easy to drive. Clutch is great, I will say that. And the engagement's really good with this. I think that's really solid. Yeah, I love the feel. I'm gonna pop it straight into the track mode, even though we don't need it. I just like the gauge view. It looks so much, I don't know, I like both of them, but I think that the track view just looks so much cooler. But also I feel like it eggs you on because it like we're at 2,000 RPMs roughly, and it looks like we're not anywhere. It's like, hey, you got to rev it up if you want to show that you're using any RPMs. So I think that's kind of fun. Love the feeling of the steering wheel. Definitely good job from just the tactile standpoint. Decent amount of road noise. Kind of expected with a car like this, to be honest. Yeah, the shifter's so good. Rev match downshifting, it doesn't have automatic, by the way. It's all U. It's pretty easy because flat 4 cylinders are very blippable with the throttle, and so it's pretty easy to rev match downshift. So I think that's definitely a big plus. Man, I am not in the right seating position whatsoever. I am struggling today. Yeah, solid with the acceleration there. Of course, we gotta instantly stop again because, well, you know, Salt Lake City traffic here. Man, I don't understand why this thing kind of curves up like that. It's kind of weird. But get a little turn here. That feels good. It's very flat. So much torque out of this, honestly. Again, only 184 pound-feet, but you gotta remember, this is a lightweight car, so it doesn't need massive power to get it up and moving. The suspension's surprisingly compliant for the type of car that this is. It's actually pretty comfortable, especially over bumps. Like, it stays planted, so like the body control is great, but it's also like it's not jarring, if that makes sense. This will be a good time for us to have to downshift. Oh, yeah, those downshifts are like perfect. Super torquey. It's so fun. It's a fun car. It's a seriously fun car. Now, anyways, continuing along a little bit further here with the BRZ. Gotta go over this little dip thing. So yeah, the BRZ, I mean, as like a two-door sports car, it's really fun. The shifter's great, the steering's great, the body control is also fantastic. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.